Hi, it's Teresa, and today we're going to be talking about Aliexpress. I've grown to love Aliexpress because I love making beautiful items for the people I love at a very cheap price. I don't want to break the bank. I do want to make beautiful items, but I don't want to break the bank doing it. So I wanted to get on here and give you a little guide of things that I wish I would have known when I first started shopping on Aliexpress. So shipping, that's my number one thing. Shipping is going to take on average 23 days from the time you order to the time it gets to your house. Average 23 days. You can get things faster, and in a week, that's the exception to the rule. There are also times that I have gotten things it's taken 2 months. That is also the exception to the rule. But for the most part, you're going to receive your items within 30 days. If you have options on shipping and they're free, always get free shipping. I would avoid Yawin shipping. That's the one that takes the longest. Anytime I've ever had to wait more than 45 days for an item, it's always been Yawin shipping. I've never received a Yawin shipping package in 23 to 30 days. It's always been more. So I'd avoid Yawin. And I also would avoid paying for shipping. You go on there, I'm not going to pay more for shipping than I did for the actual product. So just free shipping, avoid Yawin, everything else is awesome. ePacket is great. If you can get ePacket, do it. There's several stores that are they're actually called ePacket shipping, which means everything in their store is shipped by ePacket. And ePacket takes, I believe, 12 to 18 days. I believe is their what they quote themselves at. So another thing you want to know about is size. A lot of these sellers, they measure in centimeters. So when you're looking up a stamp or a die, you'll see things like, oh, 71 centimeters. That's just an exaggeration. But 71 centimeters. Well, how am I to know what that is in inches? Right off the top of my head, you might have to go search. So if you're going to be an avid buyer on Aliexpress, whether it be for clothes or whatever, you might want to take 5-10 minutes out of your day and make this little key. So right here, I have my inches in black and my centimeters in red. So if a seller tells me that the die or stamp I'm getting is 11 by 14 centimeters, I know that my stamp is going to be 4 3/8 by 5 1/2. There we go. That's how big my stamp size is going to be, or my die, or whatever I'm buying. This has saved me copious amounts of money, where I thought that I would be getting a great size item based on the pictures and the reviews. I was going to be getting a wonderful size item, or I was going to be getting card-based dies where you can cut out the layers to your die or to your cards. I thought I was going to be getting great sizes, and it turns out that they were really small. And like I said, this has saved me copious amounts of money. Do this. Take 5-10 minutes out of your day and make a converter, unless you're a mathematician. So there's that. Also, when you are looking up your items, you're going to have to be very crafty about how you word what you want in the search engine. You can't just type, say you wanted lawn fawn, let's toast. You can't just type on let's toast lawn fawn and it's going to pop up. That's not how it works. You're going to have to see things that are in the stamp set that you want and then type that in. So let's see, let's toast has a toaster in it. So I'm going to put toaster clear stamps. Always use, if you're looking for stamps, clear stamps. If you're going to go for dies, metal cutting dies. Or metal dies, or cutting dies. Those are the things that you want to put in to get the objects that you want. So always put clear stamps or cutting die if you're looking for stamps and dies. And be creative. Don't be too specific. If you're too specific, nothing's going to show up for you except some random Christmas stamp. It's happened to me numerous times. Let's take this for instance. This branch is stamped. I don't know who makes this. I don't care. I love it. If I was going to be looking this up on Ali, I would look up tree clear stamp, branches clear stamp, pine clear stamp. Those are the things that I would put in to look up the stamp. So there's lots of sellers on Ali, and each one has a different price for the same product. So I'm a bit of a cheapskate, and I go for the lowest price point. So when I find my lowest price point, I go in and I look at my reviews. Or not my reviews, their reviews. I go look up the reviews. I make sure that they have pictures. That is a must. Not the seller pictures, but customers who have bought it have uploaded photos for other people to see what this item looks like. You're going to want to make sure that there's pictures, and you're going to want to read the reviews. Now, there's some items and some sellers that if you don't leave a review after buying something, the seller will 5-star that item under your name, and it'll pop up in the review. So-and-so thinks this is a 5-star item. I don't go by those. I always go by if there is a review. I need a person's name. I need a typed out review. Not good, not great. I want a detailed review. Sometimes you don't get them, but as long as I see people actually writing words along with their star, I'm more apt to believe that it's an actually good product. So there's that. Now, when I order, I like to keep a logbook. This is my logbook. Things that I buy on Aliexpress. And what I do, is I write my item number down, the description of the stamp, how much it costs, when it says item has left the country, not when the item was gave it a tracking number, when it actually has left the country. So I write when it's left the country and when it has arrived. This way, because I've sworn I bought things on AliExpress and they haven't shown up in my cart, and I know I bought them. So this way, I know what I bought, and if something's missing, I can get my money back, contact AliExpress, or contact the seller. I like doing this because when I leave reviews, I want to know how long it took to ship. I also write the date. I haven't done it so much right here, but let's see here. See right here where it says order November 23rd, December 10th. I like to say when I ordered them, so then they depart and when they actually arrived. So December 10th, I ordered this on December 10th, but it didn't arrive till January 11th. That's a month. That's standard. But like I said, there's great ones like December 10th, got it 12/29. That's great shipping. 19 days is great shipping. So I like to keep a log for my own personal. I want to feel like the computer's not messing up and I'm getting everything I'm supposed to. So I keep a log. I also write reviews when I get my items. I stamp them out. I make sure they're great, and then I leave a review. I always leave pictures alongside rulers. So if I'm going to take this stamp and I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to take a picture of it in inches for all, the American people, us Americans. I'm going to take a picture this way and I'm going to take a picture this way so they see how big the stamp set is. Now, every once in a while, well, not every once in a while, a lot of times you'll get stamps that don't stamp perfectly the first time around, and you need to condition these stamps. Now, I learned how to condition stamps from Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter. And what you need to do, one way that I do it, is I take a nail file. Not a real rough one. I don't take any metal ones. I just use a nail file. And I flip the stamp over. And I file it. Give it a nice little file. I don't go too deep. I just do a nice little run through. I clean it off and then I'll re-stamp it. And 9 times out of 10, it will stamp perfectly and you'll never have to do it again. Sometimes I might have to go in on certain spots and, like, say it didn't stamp so well right here. I'll just have to go in and do a little bit, and then it'll stamp perfectly the next time around. But there are a lot of times where I don't have to condition stamps. Like I've got these stamp sets right here. Now these are things that I've stamped out for my reviews. These stamp perfectly the first time. I didn't have to do anything to them, and you'll get that. This happens a lot. Like this one right here too. This one's stamped out. Yours Scream. Don't mind that. I messed up right there. But stamped perfectly. Didn't have to do nothing to it, and that's fantastic. But there's other times where you will get stamps where you'll have to, look at this, you have to condition. Now I conditioned this stamp, but there was no saving it. This stamp, let me see if I can find who I bought this from. Joy's DIY. I believe I paid $3, and I don't like paying any more than $2.50 for a stamp. I paid $3 for this stamp. I was very upset. I left a horrible review. I wasn't mean, but I took pictures. I stated what was wrong, stated that I conditioned the stamp, and it still didn't work. And this is what I got. I had no response from the seller. None. I could have did a refund, but I was new. This was from one of my first orders. I didn't know that much about Aliexpress. So if this happens to you, where you get a stamp that doesn't stamp, or a die that doesn't cut, contact the seller first. They'll 9 times out of 10, well, 8 out of 10 times, they'll do you right. They'll give you either give you a full refund and send you a new one, give you a partial refund, where you can keep the item, but you'll still get money back because it wasn't what you expected. They'll always want to do right by you. So always contact the seller first. And because in America they're 24 or whatever hours ahead, give them 2 to 3 days to respond. If after a while, after 2 days you don't get any response, try them again. And then if no response still, then you need to file a dispute. I've only had to file a dispute twice in the 3 years, well, maybe 3 times in the 3 years that I've been on Aliexpress. And it's not because it's stuff like this, but because items didn't show up, or I was giving tracking number, and the tracking number, the post office says it was already delivered to some place in New Jersey. That does not happen very often. I can count on one hand how many times I've had problems with Aliexpress where something couldn't be resolved, and I had to, well, no, just in general, just 5 times, I think. Yeah, 5 times. Yeah, it's the amount of times I've had problems on Aliexpress in 3 years. That's fabulous. I've had more problems on eBay during Christmas time than I did with Aliexpress. So, there's that. What else? You're going to want to buy your dies the same time as you buy your stamps. If you buy the stamps and then later buy the dies, they're not going to match up perfectly. I personally do not like buying dies on Aliexpress. I don't think that they line up properly. You have to cut it out, then stamp it. That's just one thing I won't. I'll buy other dies, but I will not buy coordinating stamp dies. They very rarely cut perfectly. There's always a little bit where you don't get a point for regular, it's like a seam allowance or whatever around your stamp. It's always great, and then some big really weird amount of paper, and then I just won't do it. I won't buy coordinating dies. I have a scan and cut. I don't need to, fortunately, but I know a lot of people don't have scan and cuts, so but the amount of money you're saving on the stamp, go ahead and get the original die that in America, buy the die in America. So there's that. I want to show you a few things about sizes. I don't know if you can see this. Hold on, let me get a clear paper. These are both the same stamp. Can you tell the difference? This one, same stamp, this set is way bigger than this set. Now in the description, they're both the same, they're measured the same. but they're not the same. This is what they, I don't know if you can see that. This is what they look like. This is from that set. That's from this one. Now these are the, like I said, these are the same sets. Look how much detail is in this one compared to this one. And they both cost the same amount. These are the little differences that you have to look for, that, you know, that can happen on AliExpress. I'm not mad about it. In fact, I'm kind of happy. I have a big one and a little one, and I can do big bouquets and have different size flowers. But I just wanted to let you know about AliExpress and how things work on there. So never pay for shipping. Always leave reviews. You want to leave a review. I always leave a review. I leave on my review, I leave when I purchased, when it arrived, how good a quality it is, the size of it, just general information that I would want to know. What you want to know when you're looking at a stamp on AliExpress, leave that in for your review. When you buy something, leave that. Whatever you want to know when you were buying it, leave it when you purchase it. Leave it in a review when you purchase it. That makes sense. Yeah, that's about all. Avoid Yawin shipping. Never pay for shipping. Check for the lowest price point. Read the reviews. Be crafty when you're in your search engine. And that's all I have to say. I love AliExpress. I mean, you can get nice quality things on look, you can get great quality items on AliExpress, and I'm not too worried about